Well, today is another one of those days where you just probably can't even understand what some companies do sometimes, and Apple is one of those companies. So let's just take a history lesson real quick. In 2016, Apple released the original AirPods, and I love them. I bought them. I still use them. They're very great. But then we didn't see a refresh for those until 2019, a whole almost 3 years later. And we kind of thought they were going to release one earlier, but there were some rumors here and there. But the weird thing is that Apple randomly released AirPods 2 in a random week. It was the randomest thing ever. And I had a feeling they were coming anyway. We didn't see the dark colorway that we thought they were going to be, but they were still pretty good. And following the same logic, AirPods 1 were released 2016, AirPods 2 were released 2019. AirPods 3, the next version of AirPods, shouldn't necessarily come out for at least like another year or two down the line, right? Well, dude, that's not necessarily the case. And we kind of saw this early on. And some people and some analysts are saying that AirPods 3s are supposed to be released later on this year, most likely in September, but maybe during October, the event they usually have for MacBooks in October, but most probably could be released alongside the new iPhones. Now, here's the weirdest thing in the world. And it still doesn't really make much sense, but technically speaking, AirPods 2 were supposed to release in 2018. I'm sure around the same time the iPhones were released, or even during the holiday season, but they ended up not doing that. And the reason they probably ended up not doing it is because the sales of the original AirPods were doing very well. There was really no reason to, just input a new product if the original ones are still doing good. And the reason we know this is on the packaging of AirPods 2, it actually has trademarks for 2018. So technically speaking, these were supposed to hit the shelves at that point, but Apple, they were seeing people were still buying them, so why release a new product? So that makes sense. And we already were kind of assuming that AirPods 3s were going to come out this year, but it's just a crazy thing. I really don't understand it. I feel kind of bad for people who already bought AirPods 2s, but again, they have better AirPods than me, and they probably have more money than me, so why am I even feeling bad for them? Now, in terms of AirPods 3s, what they're really supposed to bring, in terms of the raw functionality, it's going to be pretty much exactly the same. You're going to be able to listen to music with them, and that's it. But it's going to bring a lot more functionality to the table, and I'm going to talk about pricing in a second, and I feel like that's really, really important. But in terms of functionality, it's supposed to be more waterproof. It's going to go swimming with them. You can do a lot more things with them. I heard they might change the design a little bit to make it feel better in the ear, which I thought AirPods 1s already felt really good. But they're saying that AirPods 2s are supposed to feel just a little bit better in the ear and supposed to hold and retain, if you just go shake your head a little bit, they're not supposed to fall out that fast. And we heard before that AirPods were supposed to bring, biometric technology to make it easier to track your health and well-being and I guess see your physical activity. I think that's the main purpose for it. But AirPods 2, they did not get those, but with AirPods 3, that's actually technically supposed to come, we're kind of assuming. And the last two things I want to hit on are the colors and the price. So they're definitely going to bring a white version, but I really, really hope they bring a black version or space gray version. And I think that'd be a really important way to differentiate, AirPods 1, AirPods 2, and AirPods 3s against one another. And they might bring a new chipset inside of it as well. But in terms of that, that's pretty much what it's supposed to bring. In the raw sense, it's going to do exactly the same things as AirPods 1 and 2. It's just going to bring a little bit more functionality. Now, the price point, right now, as you guys know, AirPods 1s, they sold for $159. And currently the AirPods selections, the AirPods 2, the base model is $159 as well. And the wireless charging function, that's $199. Now, if Apple's going to follow the same exact strategy, I'm only going to assume that Apple's going to drop two different models as well. So there's going to be AirPods 3 or AirPods Pro, some people are saying, and then a higher end model on top of that, which they've done before. They could probably do it here. If AirPods 3 are in fact that specific case, then I could potentially see AirPods 3 releasing with a price tag in the middle of $159 and $199 for the base model, and that's not going to include the wireless charging case. So maybe it'll be like $179, something like that. However, the higher end model, the AirPods 3 Pro or whatever, is going to be about $229. So it's going to be just $20 difference between a $159, $179, $199, and $229. Now that's pretty expensive, I'm not gonna lie. Once you hit that over $200 price tag, there's a lot of other competitors, even like over-the-ear headphones. I mean, AirPods are tremendous, but are they the best quality in terms of audio quality and all that? I mean, they're really not, honestly. So in terms of that, that's really what we're expecting. If it's just the AirPods 3 and no base model, it's just one model, then that's probably going to be at $229 anyway. But I could totally see them dropping an AirPods 3 base model that sits in between AirPods 2 and AirPods 2 with wireless charging case. So that's pretty much it. Who knows what they're going to name it? Who knows all the other details as well? And that's pretty much it. Who knows what they're going to call it? But that's really all we know at this point. So let me know what you guys think about AirPods 3 in the comment section below. Hit that like button. That'll mean so much. But definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys could hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my second channel, all those links are linked down below. I'd really appreciate if you guys could check it out. But more importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.